archaeological, theological, microbiological, and astronomical discoveries of Laurel Smith of Chicago, Illinois. As we look at the biblical dome of the chain in Jerusalem, it is a smaller octagonal building structure that exists in front of the huge biblical dome of the rock octagonal structure that has a golden dome. When we look at it from a helicopter, we see the biblical dome of the rock octagon, vertical and horizontal lines generated from the north to the south and east to the west area within the octagon, actually generating an cube structure of New Jerusalem as well as an Ethiopian cross 11 structure of King Lalibela. The Ethiopian cross has 3 vertical sections and 3 horizontal square sections. When the square and horizontal sections and vertical sections are folded in towards the Golden Dome area, the resulting image is that of a cube structure of New Jerusalem enclosing the Golden Dome, where we see Malachi 4th chapter 2nd verse, winged sun, this original holy hydrogen-like creation reflection upon the Golden Dome, as returning in the Ethiopian cross-shaped building structure of New Jerusalem, which appears above the door entrance as a black cross upon the front surface of the Ethiopian Ark of the Covenant Church. The Ethiopian cube structure of New Jerusalem can now be successfully connected to the biblical area view dome of the rock, geographic dual set of squares. When we look at the dome of the chain, we are looking at an Arabic 22 name of Allah. The Arabic 22 name of Allah appears above a dual set of squares. When a line is drawn from 8 of the primary circles within the dual set of circles into a central area, the resulting image is a dual set of squares. The dual set of squares, interior base and wall lines, can be seen generating an interior base and wall lines of an Egyptian pyramid. So the dual set of squares of the biblical dome of the rock octagon is geometrically generating an area-viewed Egyptian pyramid. Well, when lines are drawn from each of the corners of the dual set of squares into a central area, we see an Egyptian pyramid apex that can be supported by 4 triangular slopes. The 4 triangular slopes are generating an apex. So the apex of the Egyptian pyramid appears above the Jerusalem Temple Mount octagon dome of the rock. Golden Dome area. In the Golden Dome area, we see a reflection of Malachi 4:2 winged sunness as it shines 93 million miles away across the vastness and blackness of our space towards planet Earth. So, the resulting image is that of Isaiah 19:19 biblical Egyptian pyramids, actual globe Earth dual set of square master masonry. The master masonry of Freemasons can be seen being generated from the Dome of the Rock octagon. In the Dome of the Rock octagon, we see an Ethiopian cross generated from the north to south and east to west lines. And as we look at the Ethiopian cross, we must consider the biblical North African elongated hidden Ancient of Days face image that appears upon the biblical dome of the chain dual set of circles. The 22 image of an elongated hidden African face appears upon the dome of the chain within the dual set of circles geometry. The dual set of circles 22 image can also be seen generating a North Pole area view concentric map image of planet Earth. So, talking about an area viewed image of planet Earth as seen in the North Pole concentric map view, we are talking about the area view Jerusalem Temple Mount Dome of the Rock octagon. So the octagon of the Jerusalem Temple Mount can be seen generating a dual set of squares. The dual set of squares, the first square, corners can be seen as they are set at a 10 to 2 and 8 to 4 o'clock position. The second square, corners, can be seen at a 12 to 6 and 9 to 3 o'clock position. When lines are drawn from each of the corners into a central area within the dual set of circles, the resulting image is that of an area-viewed Egyptian pyramid that has an apex. The The apex can be seen as it is supported by four triangular slopes. The four triangular slopes of the dual set of squares generated Egyptian pyramid reveals its interior base and wall lines generated biblical Jerusalem Temple Mount octagonal dome of the rock. So, for all classrooms across America, Laurel Smith of Chicago, Illinois has revived the biblical Jerusalem Temple Mount globe earth master masonry, where we see a dual set of squares referring to an area viewed North Pole concentric map viewed image of planet Earth. Well, when we incorporate the angel and the Kaaba, original glowing UFO sphere that descended upon the Black Islamic Kaaba in Mecca, the Black Islamic Kaaba in Mecca serves as a geometric representation of the Book of Revelation 21:18, returning cube crystal city structure of New Jerusalem. The crystals shares an affinity with light. Well, this is why the cube structure of New Jerusalem is generated from the area viewed Egyptian pyramids, extending potems and baselines, where we see cube 4 structure of New Jerusalem being generated from the area viewed Egyptian pyramids, extending the potems and baselines. Well, when we look at the cube 4 image of New Jerusalem, it is also seen within a North African Chaldean lion sphinx of ancient Judaism, who is referred to in Genesis 49:8 as the fourth son of Jacob. So the fourth son of Jacob, as the biblical North African Chaldean lion sphinx of the ancient Egyptian empire, can be seen as he's couched down within the area viewed Egyptian pyramid, extending the potems and baselines generated returning cube structure of New Jerusalem that is enclosed by a North African Chaldean lion sphinx 6-point star origin of the seal of King Solomon. So, when we look at the ancient Babylonian Mesopotamian stealth pyramid civilizations of the first elongated headed African Adamic race, we see the elongated headed African Adamic race starting the Mesopotamian stealth pyramid civilizations of Ham, where through Nimrod we see the Egyptian pyramid civilization getting started. This is why we see elongated headed African pharaohs depicted upon the ancient Egyptian temple walls. Well, when we return back to the Isaiah 19:19 Egyptian pyramids in the King James Bible, being connected to the biblical Dome of the Rock area viewed octagon. The biblical area viewed Dome of the Rock octagon can be seen generating an area viewed North Pole concentric map viewed image of planet Earth. So, the Egyptian pyramids has its own dual set of Masonic squares. The Masonic squares can be seen in the original Dome of the Chain wall surface. The Dome of the Chain wall surface has an Aramaic 22 grid name of Allah. The Arabic name of Allah appears above a dual set of circles that has 8 primary circles. The dual set of circles are generating a globe earth 2121 rectangular king chamber dimensions. In other words, when we look at an elongated headed globe earth master masonry of the biblical Jerusalem Temple Mount, as well as the Black Islamic Kaaba in Mecca, we have identified a group of elongated headed African extraterrestrials. When the 5-star nations align themselves with a group of elongated headed Old Testament extraterrestrial Elohim guardians of our entire solar system, then we will see the Book of Revelation return the cube crystal city structure that's also generated from the dual set of squares, as viewed from the area view Dome of the Rock octagon, as seen in a helicopter, from a helicopter. Thank you for viewing these great archaeological, theological, and astronomical discoveries. For more information, you may send your emails to laurelsmith@att.net. Thank you very much.